I'll be there when you're down, when you're losing your crown, till the afterglow, the afterglow. Fading away, you look so great when you gotta shine. One more part of you is gone now, as you keep smiling at the crowd. Pressure is your best enemy, spotlights show what I wanna see. Sometimes it feels like you're under attack, you just can't break free. I'll be there when you're down, when you're losing your crown, till the afterglow, the afterglow. I'll be there when you fall, when you're losing it all. In the afterglow, in the afterglow. Whoa!
There will be no brotherly love tonight as we are watching SmackDown emanating from Philadelphia tonight. It's Chris Best. I got Bubba Duke here. We're looking at an overhead shot of the site of last year's WrestleMania, Lincoln Financial Field, but across the street from that arena, from that building, the Wells Fargo Center is the site of SmackDown tonight.
Holy, I didn't realize how close those buildings really are to each other.
I totally forgot about that, and I actually went through getting shots of Lincoln Financial for WrestleMania last year.
Hey, there's my man, L.A. Knight.
Getting his U.S. title match tonight after winning the tournament last week to get the number one contendership.
Which I honestly feel was an impromptu match because this man couldn't make it into Canada because of technicalities, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, there's big Braun Strowman.
Yeah, and he's got himself a match against Solo Sikoa tonight.
Whoa. Wow. Jacob Fatu really don't like the cold, eh?
No.
You tell that boy Samoan.
And
we got Jessica coming in here.
We've got one pissed off Drew McIntyre walking in the building. Look at the look on his face.
Whoa, who's he going after?
His opponent for tonight.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, that's Damien.
That's Damien he's attacking. Because Damien cost him the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Jessica's coming in. Hey, guys. I'm glad to be watching another one of your amazing podcasts. Hope you're doing well. Mr. Best, I know you're just a little bit, not necessarily under the weather, but your body's kind of wore out from that concert you went to still.
Yeah.
How you doing today, friend?
I still have the exhaustion, but I spent most of the day relaxing and playing The Witcher. I found out The Witcher is the game I play when I'm sick.
Dude, I haven't played that game. Okay, you need to do me a favor. Either a Wednesday night or a Saturday night, preferably a Wednesday night. You play that game live for me because I want to see what it looks like before I actually go and invest time into it.
That's part of the reason why I started playing it again, was to see if I could do a Wednesday show with it, and I think I can. But now we're looking at the savagery that was the women's Elimination Chamber match.
Dude, they were vicious in this chamber this time. Like, I've seen some pretty outrageous stuff, but like Liv Morgan is literally bruised from head to toe.
Yeah.
In that match. And it was nice to see Trish again on my screen in a ring. Not gonna lie.
And as I said on at the PLE Patrol last Saturday, I don't think this is the last we see of Trish this year. I think we get her in some kind of a match at Mania.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be upset about that as long as is for a reason and not just, hey, look, we got Trish Stratus here.
Well,
If
I
that
think
makes sense.
that reason could be Nia wants revenge, and Nia goes after Trish, and the story is based off Nia trying to get that win back from last Saturday.
Okay. See, I could get behind that. That's a reason to have her in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we're watching one of the most craziest things to happen in WWE for quite a while, to be honest.
Yeah, and we're gonna get Cody's response tonight about what happened.
Yeah.
With John Cena.
Again, does this heel turn from the giantest babyface in our industry today, does this really surprise you that he did this?
It actually did, because I was at that point where I was thinking at that point we were at a stage with John Cena where it just wouldn't make sense to turn him heel. But they found a way to make it make sense.
Okay, so I'm going to reiterate how things went together for me for this to happen real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Loses the Royal Rumble, goes to the conference after the Rumble, and we have Randy Orton coming in right now real quick. And he gives this, I'm going to WrestleMania. It's my time. That is where he turned heel, because he said, I've given enough to this company. The company owes me.
Yeah, he said, I will do whatever it takes.
Yep. And that, to me, that's what it clicked for me, that he was turning heel. I didn't know when. I thought he was going to do it at WrestleMania itself. Shake Cody's hand kind of thing, and then just, give him the right to the face, It doesn't upset me, because much like you and the entire WWE nation, we've kind of wanted it for a while now. Like, let's be honest. Now, back to what's happening on our screen.
Yeah, I was actually going to say,
go ahead.
I was going to say about John Cena, I don't think his heel run is going to be that long, because I mean, this is his 2020. This is his 25th year anniversary. This is his final run with the company. You have to end the run. To me, at least, you have to end the run with him being a babyface.
So, I've done a lot of thinking about this myself. I'm not a John Cena fan, but I respect what the dude has done for our industry, and I will give him credit. He is part of the reason I was a heel. I didn't want to be the babyface. I didn't care. But I think what he does when he loses the title at the end of his run, he says, thank you, everybody, for letting me have my fun and enjoyed being something different for my last year for you all. I appreciate your honesty as fans. Thank you. And he goes out still on top as that babyface, like you said, just thanking the fans for letting him do something different as John Cena. Again, just speculating. Who knows? He could go this entire thing, drop the title, leave the industry completely, and we never see him again. Who knows? Who knows? I just know it's going to be a hell of a ride this year with John Cena on our screen when we get him.
And I get a feeling that,
go ahead.
I was going to say, I get a feeling, just for old time's sake, somewhere down the line, somewhere this year, we're probably going to get one more Randy Orton and John Cena match.
How could you not?
Mm-hmm. I mean, their histories are so intertwined with one another. They only debuted within weeks of one another,
It wasn't like Cena then Orton, or was it Orton then Cena? I can't remember.
It was Cena then Orton.
Yeah. Like within a week or two. Because I remember seeing Cena. I'm like, oh, this kid's not that cool. He's not that bad. Whatever. He is what he is. He's in his red trunks and blonde hair. And, he's
fighting Kurt Angle.
He's your typical, And then he did that thing with Kurt Angle. And you had to have noticed John Cena at that point because he went ham. And then this young man comes in,
Has his first match
former
against Bob
Marine,
Holly.
and yeah, he's just
I mean, coming in as a rookie in your first match is Hardcore Holly, expect to get beat up.
because, and I tell everybody this when I tell them the story about the young guy that won the first Tough Enough that got his ass handed to him. Hardcore Holly hated rookies, hated them. Hey, Pete's back. Evening, good fellas.
How's it going, Pete?
Nice to see you, buddy. Does he have a mic? He has a mic.
He's got a mic. He's just milking it a little bit right now.
He's eating it up. Come on. The dude's been out for how long now? I would milk every minute of this. Oh, he's addressing John Cena. Do you know Corey Marks? Name's not ringing a bell. Sorry, Pete. I'd have to look it up. Oh, good one, Randy Orton. Thank you, Orton. Uh-oh. Randy Orton giving props to KO. Good point. Oh, is that it? That's great. I still love that match. Hands down, one of the greatest. Oh, did we lose you?
No, the headphone cord I have is starting to go. So that's one of the runs I need to make on Monday. Just go to the dollar store and grab another one of these because this thing lasted me 7 months. So
Jesus. I'll explain who Corey Marks is after this promo. I just popped into my head who he is. Uh-oh. I love the simplicity of that mat. Uh-oh. He almost let the F-bomb slip. Oh, he called it. He the voices, brother. That ain't good.
I love it. I love when I see a fired up Randy Orton, and that's exactly what we got in this promo.
Oh my God. Fired up, bro. That's the nice way of putting it. Again, he stated, you don't want to piss me off. But guess what? Kevin Owens, you've gone and done it. You've pissed me off. I hear them again. You don't want
Yeah,
this
and
guy.
what did I say Saturday when he came in and attacked and he teased the punt, but Kevin Owens rolled out of the way? That's the story that we're going with. And Orton just said that. He was itching to punt him, and he's going to do it.
That look.
Yeah.
Just that sadistic look in his eye. It was Pete, it was a great promo. You are correct. Wow. Oh, Jesus. I love that Nick Aldis is working for the WWE. Just perfect. Perfect fit. Absolutely love it.
So right now we're getting Tiffy taking on Piper Niven right now. This should be an intriguing matchup. Charlotte's going to have some vested interest in this match.
Well, of course. That's if she doesn't come out and cause some shenanigans.
Right.
So, really quick, Corey Marks is Canadian country singer from North Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did Outlaws and Outsiders with the guy from Five Finger Death Punch, the lead singer, and Travis Tritt.
Yeah, I remembered that as soon as I looked that up. I'm like,
oh, you actually looked it up too? Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like,
so
I remember, I think it was like a year or so ago, he swung his way through here for a concert.
He did come through here. Yeah. So number one, Pete, my brother, how did you swing that for an interview? And if you want, give us a little of what you do. I'm not too familiar. I know Pete comes in here all the time. I'm not too familiar with him.
Well, I know that on his YouTube channel, he sometimes hosts a country music show.
Yeah, he interviews him next week. Hey, dude, good for you. It's called living your dream right there, if that's what you're into.
Pete knows his promotional team in the UK.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. Like, I'm glad I don't have commercials, but at the same time, I kind of wish I did.
Well, I've been saying this. You can do advertisements during this while the U.S. market is on commercial break. I say advertise what's going on what you've got on Netflix. Advertise that Parrish is here.
Right?
Hells yeah.
And then advertise any like WWE tour dates, merch, whatever in these 3-minute commercial breaks.
I mean, it would be nice. Like, have Canadian dates up here so you can plan ahead.
Yeah, like maybe, like have market specific dates. So, like if you're in the UK,
you know what I mean?
you see dates for the UK that are coming up.
There you go, Pete. You got all three of us to yeet. Not at the same time, but we all did it. Yeah, I definitely would love to check out a WWE program that's coming into Canada close to where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
Would be nice. I remember when they were coming to like London and Ontario and stuff all the time when we were growing up. It was like every other weekend you were hearing they were doing a house show. London, Ontario, Toronto, Ontario, Ottawa. You know, like they were all over the place down south, but they never come up here.
Toronto, you can buy any Toronto star and you'd find out when the next WWF event was.
In anywhere in Southern Ontario. What's going on?
One of you guys have your TV poking through, so I was trying to find out.
Oh, yeah, it's not mine in my earpiece, so it wouldn't be me.
Yeah, I was pretty sure it was Bess.
It happens.
Oh, it does. Yeah.
I want to get either OMD or Best hooked up like I have it, where it comes through my computer into my headset.
Oh, I'm not YouTube. I'm not that anal. I was just curious more than anything. Yeah, YouTube. I called you out. Man, they censor Chris Van Vliet because Will Ospreay used the F-bomb. Oh, no.
Really?
Oh, God. Well, it was like an age restriction thing, and it's like, have you talked to kids nowadays? I'd be more happy if my son dropped an F-bomb than 90% of the lingo kids use nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
Just go online into any game and you'll hear like what the fuck kids are saying.
The squeakers? Yeah, dude. Ugh.
I'd rather not, but I want to find out what our women's champion has on her mind as she's about to prepare for a match.
She's taking on Piper Niven, my friend.
I know that.
Oh, I thought you were late for that one, so I was telling you.
No, dude. I have it going on the ride home, so I know what goes on.
She looks like she doesn't even want to be there.
Well, no, because Nick Aldis kind of forced her into this match.
Well, and it was more Chelsea didn't want her in the match. Piper, on the other hand, may have kind of secretly, pun intended, wanted this match because maybe she wanted a chance to become a number one contender by beating the champion in a non-title match.
And rub that into Chelsea Green's face.
I don't think she'd rub it in. I think they would just say, hey, we can both be champions going into WrestleMania.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I like how that kid has a Cena ruined my childhood, but he has a Jey Uso shirt on. Like, clearly
Right.
you're over it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. There's a lot of videos on TikTok and all those other streaming services and stuff that kids are just losing their mind.
Oh, I thought it was funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Well, like last night there, I was flipping through and I'm like, oh, this kid's throwing all his John Cena toys and merch and everything down his stairs at his mom, and I'm like, that is hilarious.
See, I bet you I know more about the show than the one coming right now. Just wait for it.
Gentlemen, how we doing?
Not good.
Not good?
No. I'm doing superb. How are you doing? Yeah, see, I got you.
I've gone back down from where I was last night.
Oh, Jesus. Whoa, that was cool.
Do you know what's happened so far, OMD?
I literally got in, saw Tiffany Stratton in the ring, and saw Piper Niven make her way to the ring.
Told you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, just tossed it right out of the ring. Holy.
No, not much has happened. This is the first match of the night. We did have Randy Orton start off SmackDown, pretty much calling out Cena a little bit, but also calling out Kevin Owens and telling Kevin Owens that he plans on showing him that Pat McAfee is the second best punter in the WWE.
Okay.
Randy Orton hearing his voices again.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, and he's wearing the KO t-shirt today.
Yeah, he's going to eat that punt.
Yeah, I decided to wear the KO shirt tonight for SmackDown.
Oh, that's great.
And again, it's just like I told Bubba on the PLE patrol. That's what this whole angle is going to be. It's going to be Orton trying to get the punt on KO, and KO is going to somehow find a way to dodge it until WrestleMania.
Yep.
Oh my God. That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, and OMD, this match came to be because Tiffany Stratton got into it with Chelsea Green backstage, told her that she should reserve the right to shut up.
Okay.
And then Chelsea tried to hide behind Piper Niven. Tiffany Stratton then challenged Piper Niven.
Oh my
Chelsea
God.
said no. Nichols like, well, actually, I say yes, so here's the match.
Yeah, because Chelsea was like, I need her. I have a match later tonight because she has a street fight with Michin later on tonight.
Yep. And I hope that is the finality to this. I do not need Chelsea Green versus Michin anymore.
No.
Yeah, we'll have to find out, I guess. Oh my God.
So
With Piper right now just throwing her power around on Tiffany throughout these last few minutes in the match.
Oh, almost puked right there. That kick to the ribs. That was huge. Oh, coming back from commercial.
Yep.
Ow.
That's a good view, though, coming in with that above the ring look.
Yeah, I love that overhead look.
Whoa, nice shoulder tackle. There we go. I think Tiff is, as they're pointing out here, how she has stepped up as champion with these targets she has.
Oh yeah.
Like how she was going to carry the title, how long, if she was going to carry it very well at all. I think she's doing a great job being the champion.
Well, I think too, it's not easy for people to. Well, it's one thing for people to go from, just being a Money in the Bank to a champion, but not only did she have to transition into that role, but she also had to transcend herself from being a heel to a babyface while doing that too. So she's had a lot of challenges put in her way. And as you saw kind of her step up when she became NXT Women's Champion, she's doing something very similar here on SmackDown. So it almost seems like she prefers the pressure because that's how she knows she's capable of something, which really is a good sign of someone who is special and is going to be a major player down the road.
Yeah. I'm agreeing. Yeah. I honestly thought she was going to fall flat on her face being champion because I wasn't too sold on her even having the Money in the Bank. But she has definitely proved me wrong. This woman is where she deserves to be with that title.
Yeah, and I mean, if you take a look at what she did in last year's Elimination Chamber, she put a lot of pressure on herself, being that she was still a part of the NXT roster. She had a lot to show to the main roster, so she had to apply that pressure to herself just to get that main roster crowd excited as Tiffany Stratton has just taken the win here.
Yes.
She completely fell off of.
She almost negated her own pin too.
Oh.
And there's Charlotte.
Well, why'd we? Oh, there we go.
Somebody messed up. Is that Charlotte? I thought it was Pocahontas, actually.
That's what I thought there for a minute. Well, like we didn't know this was going to happen. Come on.
Now, do we delay the inevitable of getting Charlotte into the ring at WrestleMania, or do we get Charlotte in the ring for a match or two beforehand?
I think you might see her in a tag match or even just like a put-over match beforehand. But at this point, I think it all depends on the story, if the story really asks for a match or not.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's the case, then okay. If the story really is to wait for their interaction, then we go from there. But again, I think it's more story driven than it is about anything else.
I love having Nick Aldis as a manager like this. Like, perfect role for him.
There's something about those Brits in the general manager position where it's peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's just perfect. Oh, and we're getting that number one contendership for the tag team titles right now.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I am not upset about this. Especially because I got the machine guns on my screen.
I think this is still going to lead to a multi-man match at WrestleMania, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Of course. But
You know
what a
what?
way to prolong that.
I think we might get, if anything, a triple threat. But I think that's it. Like I don't think we're gonna see Pretty Deadly nor Los Garza in that match at Mania. I think if anything, what we will see is, I'm gonna say, Motor City Machine Guns win tonight.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't get a conclusive winner in the tag title match, but we see all three teams fighting, and the only answer is to put them all in a match for the tag titles at WrestleMania. Let chaos be chaos. That's where you can bring back the TLC match.
That winner take all kind of thing. You know what, Parrish? I'm gonna back you up on that one. I'm gonna agree with that idea. I like that. It makes for number one, good storytelling. Number two, that's money. Like, just take my paycheck and let me go to WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
Well, and like, what's the one thing we've been seeing in this generation of wrestling? We're seeing a lot of callbacks from past eras, right? Whether it's storyline ideas, whether it's gimmick ideas, whatever the case may be. You know, like we say, oh, that Jade Cargill thing reminds us a lot about when Shawn Michaels got attacked or when Stone Cold got run down. oh, well, this reminds me of that. The unsanctioned match we talked about with Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, a lot like the Shawn Michaels Triple H thing. What if they're trying to bring back the aura of the tag team division when it was at its hottest? And that's when Edge and Christian against the Dudleys, against the Hardys, TLC. And on SmackDown, what better three teams than your most over three teams? Street Profits, Machine Guns, DIY.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because yes, there's other teams, just like there's other teams back then, but they're not at the level of these three. So highlight the three. So when you do have post-Mania, then those three could start integrating with the others a little bit more, thus bringing them up. Because yes, we got, the TLC matches, but then we were still wondering, okay, well, what about the New Age Outlaws? What about other teams, right?
Yes.
So.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, it's been a hot minute since I've seen, obviously, the Street Profits because they've been out hurt, injured.
Yep.
And then when we did see them, dude, they were so fired up. It got me fired up again. I was like, ooh, I want to see these guys wrestle again.
Yeah. Well, and then also with the draft post-Mania, you have a chance to kind of, hey, now that we finally got, a little bit of closure and clarity out of all this chaos, let's change up the scene a little bit and form new chaos.
Right, yeah.
So,
yep. And speaking of the tag team division and bygone eras, let's send our congratulations to the Natural Disasters on their selection to the 2025 Hall of Fame.
And while we're at it, why don't we send our congratulations out to Lex Luger as well, who's been announced for today?
Yes, he has.
See, I had a tag team inclusion on that. Let's also give a hand for one half of the Island Powers in Lex Luger. Now that's a callback.
Yeah.
Yep.
Holy cow.
One of the most random pairings that I was like, I have time for.
It worked. That's the
Now, I know that the Natural Disasters really weren't the team we were all expecting this year with Demolition getting their Legends deals.
I think Demolition is probably going to be next year now that I think more on it. But again, who's to say that we don't get two tag teams going in this year?
Right. But I think this puts them to their 4, depending on when they do the Hall of Fame this year.
Yeah, that's true too. We don't know when they're doing it or how they're doing it.
They may do more than 4.
Yep.
Because they still usually get someone that has done a lot more outside of WWE, but has a little bit of a WWE connection. And they tend to always do somebody who's like maybe European or something like that.
Yeah, but they've also really shrunk the Hall of Fame classes the last few years with only 4 or 5 as opposed to what used to be 8 to 10 people.
Well, and there's a lot of rumors coming out that they're going to be changing how the Hall of Fame presentation's done this year. So
Yes.
I'm wondering if that is in itself is going to be a telling point of if there's a change in how many people do get inducted this year, because it won't be something you see right after a SmackDown taping.
No, because people aren't going to want to stay up after watching SmackDown for 3 hours to then watch the Hall of Fame.
And I'll kind of say this. I wouldn't be against if you wanted to still do that, trimming SmackDown to 2 hours on the night before the Mania.
Yeah.
Because you're just going to be worried about your WrestleMania matches and the feuds there, that you don't really have to worry too much about the non-WrestleMania things at that point.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say, why not do it on the Sunday afternoon before Mania?
Because then you're interfering with the Chris Parrish podcast that you can see Sunday afternoon. Best of her.
Yeah, right. Simmer down.
There is talk of them doing it on the Thursday night.
Now, if they want to combine the two, I'm all for it.
I would be okay if they did the Hall of Fame induction throughout SmackDown.
Oh, see that? No. I meant like combine Chris Parrish podcast and
Oh,
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Like,
that would be fantastic.
I'm trying to get booked here, bro.
Chris Parrish hosting the WWE Hall of Fame from his man cave.
I mean, they could fly me out. I'm not allergic to flights.
Right? Like, cut the guy some kind of credit.
All I ask is that I can have Stone Cold's beer, not Hulk Hogan's. You know. Sorry,
Right.
it's quality over quantity, brother.
Yeah, we want some Broken Skull beer, not fake American beer.
Now, as much as I think it's maybe a little obvious that we see the machine guns win here, I will say this has very much allowed me to appreciate the teams of Los Garza and Pretty Deadly a lot more, even though like I did want to see more of them. Just the fact that they're able to have an opportunity to go against some of the better tag teams on SmackDown
Yeah.
has now allowed me to like see them in different lights as well. And I'm actually now intrigued on where Los Garza is going to be now that Elektra Lopez is not there.
Right.
So it's going to be very intriguing to see kind of where they are. Because I know, like, for me, I would love to see Tyler Breeze become a corner man or a mouthpiece to Pretty Deadly.
Right.
I wouldn't mind something similar with Los Garza, whether it is Santos or whether it's somebody else.
Right.
Like, I would love if, like, say, Conan or somebody could be that guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if we're going, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think, like, who do you guys want more? As we have Shark Guy. Sorry, that's
Good
Shark.
evening, Shark Guy. Good to see you. Thank you for joining.
I've always found myself, after watching Pretty Deadly over the last few weeks, wanting more of Pretty Deadly.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be too upset if they won this triple threat match, you know?
Right.
I wouldn't be upset if we got something different because I always like something different.
Mhm.
However, this is garnering to WrestleMania, and I just don't see how you do WrestleMania, the tag division, and not include one of your biggest tag team free agent signings in the last year.
Right.
Yeah.
True enough.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute since the WWE actually signed a tag team that of value.
Jeez. That was cool.
We know that Santos is fantastic on the mic and a fantastic leader for Legado. But what about bringing back a Chavo to be that mouthpiece? Or
TNA.
for a one-off appearance? Or, dare I say it, Vicky?
I want to do Vicky. I think Vicky's time is. Now, Vicky Guerrero would be somebody I would say, hey, WWE, let's talk some Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I think she's earned her stripes for consideration.
100% she has.
Now, you've kind of led me to believe if we're talking Guerreros, how about adding, if you're going to do something post-Judgment Day and post-draft, why don't we put a little bit of Dominic Mysterio around that?
Intriguing.
Holy, was not expecting this.
Best called it.
Yep.
Unintentionally.
He didn't call it. He just said he wanted them to win. But this is
I'm okay with this.
But this is a change. This is a change.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? This actually very well could be a Pretty Deadly versus DIY scenario. And now Pretty Deadly would get their kind of the tag team match that they kind of really just wanted and really earned.
Yeah.
Again. Because there is that tension between Pretty Deadly and DIY still.
Absolutely there is.
And there's also tension between the Street Profits and Pretty Deadly as well.
This was cool.
It was not something I had on my bingo card for happening inside the chamber.
You need to get better bingo cards then.
Yeah.
I had one. Remember, I said I had one of Naomi, Liv, or Bianca being taken out backstage.
You at one point, I think you had every member of the chamber being taken out backstage.
No, I was leaving Roxanne, Bailey, and Alexa alone.
The funny part is if that shit would have happened, I would have blamed him for it because he was there. And I called him, hey, where were you at this point?
Can we just say how unbelievably cut and awesome Jade Cargill looked in that whole thing? And I'm not just talking about a physical appearance, but her aggression and her intensity and her, I'm going to just like this reminded me of like you took that intensity of like Joe's gonna kill you, but now it's like Jade is gonna kill you. That's exactly what I was thinking when I was seeing her just beat the living glow off Naomi.
Yes. Now, one of the things I read was that this turned Jade heel. Do you guys see that, or do you see her when when she comes out to confront Bianca, whether it's she's coming out and calling out Bianca, or Bianca comes out and does the reverse?
Well, she's set to appear tonight, so
I am going to answer this with a question: how in the SmackDown Blue is she a heel?
Right? That's what I was thinking. Like, how did she turn heel?
And here's the thing: whoever said that, bro, I think your IQ score would actually do well in the majors because I think it would be at the top of the leaderboard because she got taken out backstage by someone that nobody knew, lost her spot as a tag team champion, only to have it replaced. And we're supposed to say you deserve that? And then when she came back, she took out either somebody who was responsible or somebody who was a part of it? Nah. I have nothing but respect for Jade Cargill in that.
Oh, hell yeah.
And even if Bianca was a part of that, she couldn't even get to Bianca because she was in a pod. So we still don't know.
Oh, she could have if she really wanted to. I think Naomi's head would have looked really good going through that plexiglass.
I mean, she did throw Naomi in there a few times. I think she threw Naomi in like Bailey's and Alexa Bliss's.
Yep.
Mhm.
Even Alexa Bliss was like, holy.
Yeah.
She's like, I did some weird shit in my day, but damn, girl.
Yeah, that side of Jade was a side I have never seen out of her. Not even when she was in AEW, and she
Right.
was supposed to be doing those intense beat 'em up things. Never saw that until Saturday.
No, but I think we can honestly say I don't think we've ever seen Jade look as confident in herself
Mm-hmm.
until till the latter part of her career right now. Like until like there is something different about the presentation 100%, but there's also something different from the aura she brings. And I feel like when Jade Cargill steps out of that aisle, she knows who Jade Cargill is a lot more than she's ever did.
Yeah.
We talked earlier about Tiffany Stratton rising to the opportunity. I think this is Jade Cargill getting that as well. I think she's understanding not only what she like who she is, but she's also understanding of what she's capable of. And this is now a side of Jade Cargill we all wanted to see because we'd always talked potential with Jade Cargill, even back in AEW. And I think there was just a hot shot in AEW with her being champion forever. But now I think we've seen the patience side of it. And this is, the fruits to the labor of that patience.
Yeah. Again, the company being willing to improve you as a person so that it improves your character, that improves sales, that improves money you're getting, improves everything. That's the difference between the two companies. I feel
Mhm.
WWE is putting more effort into her to understand this is what we need. This is what you can give. So we'll meet in the middle and we'll better you to get to that point.
Philadelphia 76ers. That is a title. I know you haven't seen one, but
Oh,
that is what it looks like.
oh, damn.
Well, Okay, I don't think our cameras are that bad if these are some of the views we're getting.
Right.
However, there are some of those people I do know, and like their camera views are actually way better than what is shown. So there's obviously a filter there.
Yeah.
The heck? What's that blue thing?
That's the Cricket phone service.
Mascot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, Bianca not only coming out, but coming out in all black. Could be a foreshadow. And I'm going to point this out. Yes, she won the Elimination Chamber. Is challenging when she won it, Rhea, now Io, at WrestleMania. But what I love is like these are the loopholes where I like it that performer knows they can go on both shows. Because, yes, she is a SmackDown superstar. She's also the number one contender for the Raw Women's Championship as well. So there's that understanding. And I'm like, I don't hate that when the loophole makes sense.
Right.
But it's when, they're like, oh, well.
Now, is it that she also thinks that Io is easier to beat than Rhea because of the way she got involved and seemingly had a bit of a heel turn there on Raw?
I don't think she had a heel turn per se, but I don't think so, because I think this is just adding to the feel of like these are the three they come up at the same time. They went through NXT together. Now they're at the main roster. They're top of their game. Now I think it's like it's probably what WWE should have done with the 4 horsewomen at one point.
But yeah. No. She's wearing black too. She's got a neck brace on her. That's awesome. Of course, it's all bejeweled. She just threw her glasses down. It's gonna get on like Donkey Kong. Wow. Round 2. Fight. You got Nikki in here. Hey, how's it going? They're being really quiet because there's a promote going on right now. She did it. Oh, she just admitted to it. No. But you're looking at her. Jade needs to come out and just beat some sense into her again. Wow. Oh, is this where we get the heel turn?
In the words of a famous Oklahoma, business is about to pick up.
Wow. Oh, Bianca's just like, oh, you can't stop you, go for it, and turns around and walks away. Oh my god. Holy cow. Oh. Run, boys. Oh. Oh. Wow.
Yeah, I think the Bianca heel turn is coming at Mania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Now,
this is a
here's
way to like separate the two for right now
Right.
and bring it back at Mania.
Yeah.
But what was your question?
I was going to say, do we see Bianca taking Jade with her on that heel trip?
No.
Or
No, I think Bianca reforms the tag team with Naomi and turns on Jade at Mania.
oh, you think she picks her good friend over top of the partner she had? Okay.
Yeah.
We find out that Bianca was the one who instructed Naomi to do it because she's the one that says, Naomi, you're right. It was always supposed to be us.
Okay.
And I think that's how you bring it all back.
Yeah.
I was going to say, she's going to say, Naomi, you're right. Jade was piggybacking off of me using me.
Yeah, like it's everything, right? It's just, why?
The heck's he looking for now?
Maybe he's looking for the Colonel.
He's looking for Byron Saxton.
Nobody's looking for Byron Saxton.
No.
Not even Byron Saxton.
Hold the mic up more. Wow. Okay. Yeah, Nikki, sorry we were quiet because that promotion was going on.
Yeah.
That promo. Sorry, I had to gather myself there. I was getting emotional about it all. Like, I felt all that emotion.
I thought it was done specifically to ensure that there was no physicality between Jade and Bianca, even like an emotional like understanding. There was just a look and then a little gesture. And I think that's done intentionally. And I'm very intrigued because hear me out. What if moving forward on the Raw side, we see Bianca, Jade, maybe we get like Charlotte, and then because I do think at one point we're going to get Charlotte against Jade. I think that is a money matchup. Whether it's SummerSlam, maybe it's next year's WrestleMania, one of the two. But then you maybe bring Rhea Ripley over to SmackDown for a little bit of a change.
Okay.
And you completely shift. Or you can keep Rhea on Raw, and then you bring the Ios, the Dakotas, maybe Lyra's over to SmackDown. And you kind of have, maybe you have like a kind of a group of your women.
Well, I think with the draft coming up again after WrestleMania, I think we are going to see Rhea move over to SmackDown this year.
The only question I would have is, would this not be the right time to have all of your right now star power on one brand and all your rising star power on the other? Kind of like how you used to kind of have it with Raw and SmackDown back in the day, where you almost had your...
Yeah, but that was also back in a time when they were considered an A and a B show, and now I don't see an A and a B show.
No, but I think it's more of a different type of product. Like, you're going to get a different type of product with a Rhea Ripley match than you would a Tiffany Stratton match.
Yeah.
But you're still going to enjoy both. I think you're going to get a different match from a Lyra Valkyria match than you would a Charlotte match.
Yeah.
But then if you kept, say, Rhea, Charlotte, Jade, and you hit all these, you just put all these maybe A-level talents now on one brand, you can get these big-time matches out of the way. And then when those are done, you have all these on the cusp, about to break out stars coming in. So by the time you do the next draft, then you can mix it up and have your mixture.
See, but I think you need that mixture now, because, I mean, for me, I'd love to see Rhea Ripley versus Tiffany Stratton in the now. I think that would be a fantastic match.
And then, I don't know, like, then you have to think like Roxanne Perez. She's going to be up on the main roster after this. We know Becky Lynch is coming back.
Yep.
And they have to think, okay, is in due time Jordan Grace, Julia, Stephanie Bakir, or one of them, if not both, if not all, going to come up? Or are we going to see, say, a Sol Ruka be like a completely different spice on the main roster, right? And I think that's very possible given performances she's had in NXT, where that could be an exception to she doesn't need a championship. She just needs storylines. And maybe bringing her and Zarya up could help spice up the tag team division.
See, I can see her and Zarya coming up, but I see then Zarya teaming with Rhea Ripley. Because they are both from Adelaide. They both have all of that.
I'm loving this. I seen this earlier today when it happened.
Yeah, I sent it to the group.
Yeah. Yeah, when they dropped it. What a better person to come in than your champion to say, congratulations, you're part of the Hall of Fame this year.
It's not just the champion, but it's also the history of Lex Luger and Dusty Rhodes and the history they spent, whether it was through time with WWF or WCW or even NWA. There's a lot there, and Lex Luger has credited Dusty Rhodes with a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In his career. Especially when you look at the connection of all of them with somebody like Sting, who I really hope is the one who inducts Luger.
Oh, that'd be epic.
Yeah, 100% needs to be Sting.
Charlotte Flair. Yeah. Oh, Ooh.
Well, OMD, there is your in-ring return for Charlotte.
Not going to complain about that one.
Charlotte, you see Barcelona weird.
Right?
Come on, anybody? Movie? Come on, anyone? OMD, I know you probably never saw it.
Nope.
It's a joke, but it's also the
It is the truth.
it's just,
God.
No, he probably saw it. Just the back of his eyelids were blocking his view.
Probably.
I honestly don't remember the movie. I've watched so many. And,
talking about the
this thing
internship.
being scrambled.
You were talking about
the
which?
internship movie.
Yeah, never saw it.
Yeah. No, we've established that.
I don't even remember hearing about it.
Well, it's funny because I know it's not. It wasn't about Facebook. It was about Google, though.
Right.
That was a really freaking cool
Visual.
yeah. Holy cow. It was like, oh, Solo's gonna die.
And this is why I think like Draft will do like Solo very well, because he's kind of in that swing of you took the his bloodline kind of away. You've kind of almost put a stop to where that was going. So now he is kind of on the downswing of like
Yeah.
what not only where he's going, but how he's perceived. So I think you kind of need a reminder. You need something else there. Obviously, I do think you're going to see something of a clarity between him and Jacob, but I'm hoping in the draft maybe we see just something for Solo as well, because I do think that you have something in Solo Sikoa, but obviously I think I like him more in not a standalone act. I do like him with a faction or a group. I think he definitely does his best work in something like that.
Right.
Oh, he thrives in that stuff. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Putting him with guys like the new bloodline, so to speak, and giving him that little bit of like the leadership, basically. He was phenomenal as the new tribal chief. He was doing great at that.
Well, and that's the
Love to
thing.
hate him.
And that's the thing. He was, a lot of people said how much he grew, whether it's as a performer, as someone on the mic, just as an overall performer. After Roman lost that championship to Cody Rhodes last year at WrestleMania.
Yep.
So kind of to see him kind of in this way, we know the capability and we know how good he can be. And I think that's just the problem. It's, okay, how do we get something else? How do we find something other than a bloodline to get him there?
This is true. Yeah.
And I have an idea. Put him on the same brand as Braun Breaker. There's a great intercontinental threat to Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be epic. Could you imagine putting that title on Solo for a while?
Mhm.
and have those two, the feud those two guys could have, like that could be a year if you do it right.
Well, then you have to think too the eventual comeback for somebody like Ilya Dragunov,
Yeah.
Yep.
who is somebody who's already back at the gym. And like his return, I believe, is imminent, and I do think it's going to be after WrestleMania. But I do think we are weeks, maybe a month or two away from Ilya Dragunov coming back.
Yeah.
And I think he could be a draft like announcement too.
You think so?
Yeah, and I fully expect that depending on which roster he ends up on, he's going after the mid-card, whichever mid-card title
For sure.
is on that roster.
Yeah. In the words of who I think is going to win the U.S. title tonight, yeah.
Now, with Dragunov coming back, with Tyler Bate coming back, and we've seen that uneasy alliance between Pete Dunne and Kaiser, do we see maybe a new Imperium form with those four, or do we see a tag team battle out of those four?
I'm gonna question you this. What happens if we see Ludwig Kaiser start up and take the reins over Imperium from Gunther? Have Gunther do his own thing, but he supervises maybe over like Kaiser. There's just when you need a fourth, he could be a fourth. But what happens if Ludwig Kaiser creates his version of Imperium and he brings in Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, maybe even Dragunov as well?
That's what I was getting at. Do we see that? I just didn't go into quite the elaborate detail you did.
Well, this is the Smackdown Security Detail. Oh,
he got you there, bro. Did you guys see Solo do that Samoan drop? Holy. That was epic.
Well, it's just like that indication of like how good Solo Sikoa has become.
Yeah.
Like
I was a fan of Solo back in NXT, even when he was just doing his own thing. So I'm okay with Solo being Solo.
Yeah, and he was gaining some steam when he won that North American Championship too. And then people kind of forget that because when he came up, he was the North American champion. He had to relinquish that because he got called up. And then all of a sudden we started seeing Dominic Mysterio do both. And you're like, what? Why did you just take the title off Solo then?
Yeah.
He had a title. He was in the bloodline. He, could have been looked.
Well, because if you remember the storyline, he had the title, but he wasn't officially a member of the NXT roster anymore.
Yeah. But somehow Dom was, though.
Right.
Because, you needed the Judgment Day. Everyone had a title, but, God forbid if the bloodline had all titles, too. The biggest angle going on. It was a little weird.
Ouch. Holy. No. Yeah. That I knew something was going to happen.
As it should. I don't think we should have got a finale out of these two.
Right.
With a nothing build match. You could do a lot more with these two.
Speaking of
there you are.
It's Braun. Oh, I thought that was. I was like, holy crap!
You're not seeing Bronson Reed anytime soon, dude.
Yeah, that's who I thought it was. I was like, what the hell? That was quick.
No, Bronson's going to be down for a while still.
Yeah. We're thinking maybe SummerSlam, bro, with Bronson.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. Get in the ring and get her done, boys.
Now, do we see like a lumberjack match out of these two?
Oh, that would be epic.
Last man standing. Falls count anywhere.
Give me a last man standing between these two.
It'd probably be last monster standing.
Probably, yeah.
Why? Jacob's not a monster. He's a werewolf.
Well, a werewolf is a monster.
Exactly.
No, but you're catering the match now to the one guy that's actually named a monster.
And the other one is named after a fictional monster. A Samoan fictional monster, no less.
No, but somebody's actually named a monster while the other was not named a monster. It's like,
Oh,
but by saying that, you're saying Jacob Fatu is a version of Braun Strowman and not as good as Braun Strowman.
He's 100% better than Braun Strowman.
Then he's not a version of him. He is something totally different. I rest my case.
Now, since we have Abyss coming into 2K25, can we get a Monsters Ball match between these two?
I mean, that I wouldn't be up. Imagine if Abyss is the one that like sets it up.
That would be cool.
Ooh, now you just struck a chord. What if we see Abyss put together a faction of monsters?
Holy.
It'd be the all new Dungeon of Doom.
You just killed OMD over there.
Oh my god. I killed OMD. You bastard.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, what are we going through? The tables right there with the donuts?
Oh,
and the coffee?
Let me leave the donuts alone.
Holy.
Yeah, this is the one time you got to give it to Braun, I think.
Whoa! Wow.
Oh my god, his water broke.
Oh my god.
People, if you're not watching, there was some water on there. And, you know, Jacob Fatu is a big boy. He probably busted the bottle of water there for
Yeah, he definitely took a bath in all that water.
Oh, there's a whole thing of water right there, the bag.
Yeah, that was where the joke was.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
This is that part where it's like, Baba Duke has entered the conversation.
Give me a minute to catch up to y'all, okay? Give me a break. This thing's been dinged around a few times. It takes a minute, okay?
Is that an NXT thing? Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It says NXT right there. That's awesome.
You just spit on him.
Yeah, he'll do that. Nope, nobody said he was anything short of a little disgusting.
Yeah. Just take the mic and hold it. Apparently he can't do it. Dude, I was waiting for him to dig out the little cream packet and do the whole Macho Man thing with the cream packet. You just gave me that vibe.
Okay, let's admire the Cactus Jack setup right now, shall we?
What do you think I've been doing?
I'm going to bypass that one because I don't want to get kicked off YouTube. You were muted, and I'm just going to let bygones be bygones. But that is fantastic. That is a wicked throwback.
Yeah.
Now I think we need I'm going to say this. It might have been better if Piper Niven did that. This way we could have got Chainsaw Chelsea. Come on.
Dude, that would have been epic.
But you know what else is epic? The things we've got going on at the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program. Let's take a look.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. All times are in Eastern Time. Monday nights you get the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 p.m., followed by the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Thursday we got total non-stop action with Brace for Impact at 8 p.m. Friday we game again with Unleashed, the Jessica Wilde story at 7 p.m. Following the game, join us for the Smackdown Security Detail at 8 p.m. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. On Sunday be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. followed by the Boar's Nest at 8 p.m. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day.
And do you want to know what else is really cool on top of that? The fact that it is time for OMD's patented locker room visit.
Yeah, ad time. Yay.
You're so excited about that down there.
Oh, God. I just absolutely bury OMD. Just like he's about to bury manure into that toilet as it's time for that locker room visit. That's right. If you want to support OMD and his locker room visit, where he ensures that the Browns always make the Super Bowl, you can make sure you go to a nice little website where you can purchase said t-shirt. That is right. As I stall just to find the link, you will be able to go to carlkerfell.redbubble.com because it was always on the entire time and I was not paying attention. Just like OMD sometimes forgets to pay attention because when he comes back from that locker room, he always has a chocolate trail following him back. But guess what? You don't need to worry because at the locker room visit, that is where the relief of a lifetime happens. Make sure you go to carlkerfell.redbubble.com to be relieved as you get a nice locker room visit t-shirt where you can don so much joy out of your life. You can be OMD because we know OMD only stands for one man's dump.
That was awesome.
I think we broke Bubba Duke.
Yeah, we did.
And somehow that ad reads always like a perfect time of the locker room visit, too.
Yep.
Do you hear any of that? Or do you?
No.
That's perfect. Let's just say I may have broke Bubba Duke during that whole thing.
Yeah, he may have left and went for a Bubba Deuce.
Yeah. We don't have that one yet.
We had
No, I
one
have-
for it before, didn't we?
We have it in a different room, but if we put it there, we'll have different backgrounds and all that. So, yeah.
Yeah, something we'll fix up maybe after the show or something.
No, we just got to put the Raw and the SmackDown stuff together. Be a lot simpler. I just assume when they always showcase the John Cena events after the Chamber with all the different announce teams talking about it, I just assume that they're just also showcasing how many languages John Cena speaks.
Yeah.
You're back, Bubba.
Yeah, just needed a minute.
We're not out of bars. Don't use your pickup lines on me, all right? As we're setting up for the United States Championship match between Michin and Chelsea Green. Ah, come on. Ha! There you go.
Well, we know me.
Now
His
I know,
stuff just muted him. That was great.
I know we've seen a dumpster match. Have we not seen a street fight or Falls Count Anywhere hardcore style match between these two before as well?
No, we saw a dumpster match. I think what we have is like a Philadelphia street fight. Am I mistaken there?
No, this is a street fight, but I thought we've seen a hardcore style match as well on top of the dumpster match before.
No, I think you're just thinking of the dumpster match.
So
No, yeah, this is the first. Yeah, this is the first time they're meeting in a street fight.
Yeah, because they did the dumpster match before the United States Championship, I believe. And that's where like you had the whole Chelsea smells. Then they faced each other for the inaugural Women's United States Championship match where Chelsea won. Then they had a rematch. And then this is now the finale.
I hope so, because I don't need this match again.
See, like
Well, you may not, but the other fans might.
I don't hate it, but to your point, they are kind of doing it too much too soon.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't make the matches any more special. Now, if, say, they went on a different brand for a few years, came back and relived it, then I'd be okay.
Yeah.
But, you want a little different. Not to mention, like, you have other women as well. And I think that's kind of more the point you're making. You just want to see more people go after Chelsea Green for that title. Kind of like what we're going to get with Zelina Vega, which, let's be honest, we know Zelina Vega ain't chasing Michin for the title.
No.
As much as I like Michin, I really... I do want to see a title on Michin sometime soon.
I do too.
That's awesome.
I guess
That brings a whole new
Chelsea's
meaning to
finger looking good.
See, I was onto something when I said Drew's looking for the Colonel.
You were.
Never once did I think KFC was a trending topic in the show.
Oh, geez. See, I like that better, where we get just, it goes mute, going to commercial break. That's better.
Man, I have a feeling Roadblock on Tuesday next week is going to be a special show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, just slaps are stupid. Holy.
What does Fat Finger say to the face? Slap.
Right?
Now, usually every match starts with a tie-up, but however, the hands of Michin are a little late to the party because now they're tied up. Now, I really hope that when they do go overseas and they're in the hometown of the Chelsea football team, we see a very good Chelsea green collaboration with that.
Yeah.
That's the only time I'll accept a soccer reference. And yes, if any European fans get mad that I called it soccer, just saying, these like wrestlers, they sell better than you guys. So suck it. That was funny. Now, is it just me? I'm wondering why Graham of a jersey? Like, you're in a street fight. Wouldn't like a Jalen Hurts one be a little bit more ironic?
It would be.
Right?
Or
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley, as he's. I mean, don't even get me started. How I think he got robbed for MVP in both Super Bowl and this season, but that's one thing.
Right?
Oh,
He's the Drew Brees of running backs.
get the table. Because we didn't see this coming.
Right?
Well, no disqualification. Referee can't do shit about it.
Right?
Mhm. My favorite, trash cans.
Way to put it bluntly.
I try.
Dude, that was cool.
Call that the Van Chelsenator.
Right. What the heck?
Oh, look at BFAB just putting herself into every scenario possible
Oh.
tonight.
That hurts, man. Like, take that in the chest. That's funny. You might want to move your head if you can a little bit more than that.
I don't think it matters because on impact it just pushes you into it anyway.
Yeah.
Take out the crowbar.
Okay, now we know that Chelsea has been trying to get more security for herself with Piper Niven as well.
Yeah,
Could we potentially see, and I don't know who it would be, but could we potentially see that here with Piper having been taken out by BFAB?
You never know.
could be a great way to bring Layla Hirsch in if WWE is interested in her.
Yeah.
What? That freaked me out a little bit.
Yeah, I thought she was going to go right into the legs of the table.
That's what I thought too. Come on, Chelsea. There you go. The legs came out on the table.
I love how she's not even trying to fix it.
No, she doesn't even care. She's like, whatever. Oh, dude.
She's like, I'll just work with what I got.
Who's that?
Elbow fire.
Okay.
Interesting.
Oh.
Canadian
Damn.
Destroyer.
Oh, there you go. Look at Canada. You know, just getting all this help from other countries for, you know, what a great trump card that is to success.
Right?
Can't put a tariff on helping now, can you? Elbow Fire, Piper Niven tag team. I can get behind this.
Yeah.
Yep. I like it.
Okay. Andrade being injected into that.
Yeah, planting some seeds of doubt there.
I can get behind this.
Also, I kind of have to say this now. It looks like Michin versus Alba Fire could be something we see soon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm intrigued by this, but I'm sorry, OMD, but we might actually get Chelsea Green and Michin again, because that was not exactly, even though it was a street fight and nothing was illegal about it, it was not moral as well.
Right.
And you can sympathize for Michin a little bit, because as much as she went one-on-one, it was really one-on-two. Yes, she got that assist from BFAB to equal out Piper Niven, but she did get a little done dirty on that
She
side a little
did.
bit.
She did.
So
Yeah.
We know that Zelina Vega, who is right now a babyface and going to challenge now for the U.S. title, do we get Michin, BFAB, and Zelina Vega in a 6-woman?
I'll say this: why don't we get Zelina Vega versus Chelsea, BFAB and Michin against Piper and Alba Fire? Because BFAB went against Piper, Alba went against Michin, so we have that dynamic. Pun intended on the word dynamic too, but
I know.
okay.
I know. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I'm on my A game. Just because I'm Canadian, eh? It was funny because, like, during when we were playing that video, I got a text from my wife. She's like, "How was your tooth?" And I'm like, "Well, I still have it, so it's doing all right." But yeah, man, do I love those medications and that workout. Definitely got me through the week so far. Now, WrestleMania, as we see, Saturday, April 19th, Sunday, April 20th. Stand and Deliver, is that on the Sunday or Saturday?
Saturday.
Saturday?
It'll be on the Saturday. That's why I suggested the Hall of Fame be on the Sunday.
I think they should just do it on the Thursday, to be quite honest.
Mm-hmm.
To get everybody announced, like, just do it before everything. Have that kind of have the Hall of Fame be like your setup show for everything.
Yeah. The way it used to be, because it used to be Fridays before SmackDown even moved over there. So, or sorry, Saturdays, because WrestleMania was one night around that time.
Yeah, initially when Cody came out at this point, I thought it was rushed. I was like, why aren't they letting Cena leave? But it was masterful.
I'm still stuck on why did we need Travis Scott out there? It just made no sense for me to have him out there.
Maybe it's a way to bring Bad Bunny back.
I would be okay with that if Bad Bunny beats his ass.
I don't give a crap about either one wrestling. But I think it's a way to include kind of this group being the Hollywood group. Travis Scott is kind of getting into that Hollywood-esque environment. John Cena, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, they're both in that Hollywood crossover as well. So this also could be somebody who is, not only are they doing this at a high level, they also do that at a high level as well. So it's like maybe we're looking into some like the extraordinary talents of the world who can succeed at multiple things, whereas maybe the average audience member, in their eyes, can't even do one thing good. I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing what I think this could be all about. Well, just like the Liberty Bell, not only does Cody Rhodes seem like he got a little bit of a crack done at the Elimination Chamber, but it looks like he got his bell rung with supporting that black eye of his.
Oh yeah, not just a black eye. He's also got a busted eardrum up from that slap that Travis Scott gave him.
Yeah, that's why I said cracked. Is anybody else getting Ralph Wiggum vibes and be like, you choose me? And there's a picture of a train.
Very impassioned promo from Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, I love the heat that Cody got on that promo.
He asked for John Cena's why in a WWE situated event. Is there not a more anticipated why than John Cena's?
Yeah, and I get the feeling that with those European dates coming up, one of those we're going to get that answer.
That's awesome. Oh, that's awesome.
Who is Drew facing again?
Jimmy Uso.
Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, like when they said the black sheep of the family and then they brought out Braun Strowman, at that time I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Braun Strowman wore the black sheep mask.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh. Because like I only heard like the latter half of that promo, so I was like, okay, like that's cool. Just the choice of words was like interesting, given the fact we got Braun Strowman right after. So we still have 3 matches tonight.
Jesus.
Because LA Knight and Shinsuke is the main.
Yeah.
And then we still have, DIY against Street Profits?
Yeah.
And then now Drew against Jimmy?
I thought DIY and Street Profits were next week.
Was it
Yes,
next week?
that's right. It is next week.
Okay. But you also have to factor in, are they going to do anything with Alexa Bliss?
Yeah.
So, like, still a lot to go. I mean, there's enough time in 40 minutes for, 2 matches in a segment, but as we see kind of the "we'll be right back," we have a visual of Roman Reigns. When do you guys think we're going to see the return of Roman? As it's speculated that the cage match on Raw on Monday could be that. But when do we see him back? When do you guys think it's back? Do you think it's a cage match?
I do.
I think it makes sense for the cage match because I do firmly think that maybe we're going with Roman and Seth for WrestleMania.
Then what are you doing with CM Punk?
That's what I've been trying to figure out for the last few days.
Him and Joe Henry.
No, I think you're going to that triple threat. Okay, so Saturday, May 24th, Saturday night's main event.
I missed. Where's it being held?
Tampa Bay.
Okay.
It's part of a 3-night event.
Yeah, because I believe they have SmackDown, Saturday night's main event, and then a PLE Sunday?
Yeah, but I believe it's NXT PLE.
Yeah. All right, Jimmy, you got to get a little bit more done in your entrance here.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
Ow.
I get a feeling that because of Damian, the attack on Damian earlier tonight, I get a feeling Damian's going to make his presence felt in this match.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
or we see the match and it's done afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, obviously, like, it seems pretty clear that the direction for both Drew and Damian is a match with each other at WrestleMania. It's now, okay, how do we put the seeds into place and start that growing phase.
Mm-hmm.
Because there has to be more than just, you eliminated me from the Rumble. You beat me at Elimination Chamber.
Get right.
Watch out, Jimmy. There's a post there.
Right. Like, I thought he was going to turn around and punch it.
I've also got to wonder if there's anything in place for Jimmy as far as WrestleMania goes as well.
Andre the Giant Memorial. That's what I
buddy.
think.
Yep.
Watch him win it.
I still like my idea of making both the Andre and whatever the women's is going to be named, because I don't think it's. I still think they should call it our name after China. Allow that to be an opportunity to challenge for a title at the next PLE.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool.
Not only is there some stakes, you can see some names being put in there that like you can understand. And you can open it up. It doesn't have to be the world. It can be a US or intercontinental. Hell, it could even be a tag team.
Yeah.
Yeah, open it to all the titles. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Don't have it restricted to just one. Be like, whatever title you want to challenge for.
Yeah.
Set
But
that
you
match up.
get a guaranteed match at the next PLE for that championship.
Yeah. And give them like 2 weeks to prepare. Like, say, in 2 weeks, you got to give us your answer.
I would just say, like, hey, like you get it on whatever day it's at. If you're a Raw superstar, if you're a SmackDown superstar, hell, even if you're an NXT superstar,
Yep.
You have to give an answer by that next show.
Oh, by your next show.
Yeah, so
Whether
like
it's Raw, SmackDown, or NXT.
let's say the Battle Royal's on a Saturday, Sunday, right? Let's just if you're a Raw member, you have to give an answer by Monday. If you're a SmackDown member, you got to give an answer by Friday. If you're NXT, you got to give an answer by Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where you're better off to be a SmackDown member.
Well, I think if you're in this match, you're gonna
Only
have
if you're
your shit together
indecisive.
anyway. I mean, that's just kind of my thought. If you're going into this match, you kind of have an idea. Okay, if I win, I want this title.
Yeah.
If I win,
Now, I am seeing a multi-man ladder match for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania. Could we see, a ladder match on both nights, one for the Intercontinental, one for the US? I know you've got the idea of a TLC, but I'm thinking we're going to go with a 5-team gauntlet at Mania for the takeouts.
I just think a ladder match for tag makes more sense because you get more people in there. And you already have individual ladder matches for the Money in the Bank. But this is why I don't want to see Elimination Chamber be a PLE. This is why I don't want to see like Hell in a Cell be PLEs, because you take away the possibility of having these type of matches at WrestleMania.
See, and I'm going to be fair because I've always said I want to see Money in the Bank go back to WrestleMania. I don't want it to be its own PLE.
Well, and that's exactly why I think if you added some stakes to these battle royals, you could replace the no Money in the Bank ladder match, and then you can have this instead as something of stakes. But this is where maybe you can add the championship scramble match back, and you can do something like that where now all of a sudden like you can do it for an Intercontinental title where it doesn't matter who kind of has that first pinfall, but it's whoever is the champion at the end of the match.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be against that.
No.
Jesus.
I thought Jimmy had him on that one.
I thought Jimmy had him. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Turned him right inside out.
Yeah, this has got to be it.
Yeah, there's no way you're getting up from that.
Yeah. It's funny. Just seconds before I was gonna say, kind of surprised he didn't go for the Claymore off of dodging the top rope maneuver.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is this where we get? Oh, maybe not.
Maybe so, because he's going to turn back and go and attack Jimmy some more.
Yep. Holy. All the big guys are just feuding with each other. Holy.
Well, I'm glad we're getting kind of some seeds planted for that, though.
Yeah.
I will say, I hope we do see a women's tag team title match or the champions come to SmackDown eventually. And then I have a thing. How about maybe either next week or the week after we see maybe Katana Chance, Kaden Carter get an opportunity at the tag titles.
Okay.
Champions win. That's where we see maybe Alexa Bliss come out, open up a challenge. And then Liv says something of like confidence or a little bit of overconfidence, saying, like, you have no friends, like, you can't do it with Lily. Lights go out, open up, and then there's Nikki Cross right there on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also like no Nia Jax, no Candice LeRae either tonight.
Right?
Nope.
Yeah, perhaps we'll see them next week, and maybe we'll get a better picture for what Nia's path to Mania could look like.
Well, and that's why I say, like, if you go with the Battle Royal idea, like, this is where I think Nia Jax makes a lot of sense as a winner, because who wouldn't at this time want to see maybe Nia Jax go up against, say, a Lyra Valkyria for the Intercontinental Championship? Also, a rematch from last year's Queen of the Ring Finals tournament.
Right?
So, I don't know, like,
I think if you're going to do that, though, I think that match goes to Jordan Grace right off the bat, and I think Nia would be a close second, but I think Jordan Grace wins it, and then.
But you're gonna have Jordan Grace that stand and deliver.
Yeah.
I don't know if you would do both right away. Because if you have Jordan Grace in NXT, do you not look at the possibility of putting the title around her at one point?
Oh, you have to.
I don't think you have to. I think you could. But, I mean, if her run there is only supposed to be 6 months before she's getting her call up, because she's on a main roster deal.
But nobody knows what the time frame is on that. Like, there's no... that to me, I think that's all what it depends on. It's like, what is like the long-term play? Because that's what matters at the end. Like, I think Jordan Grace could very well be a draft call-up, because it is being reported that NXT is going to lose a lot of people with this draft. So
yeah,
it's going to be very intriguing to see kind of the dynamic of the rosters after this draft. But it's why I'm also hoping NXT is part of the draft and they get to draft some people as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also wondering more a little bit, like earlier we did see Humberto with Andrade, and I'm just kind of curious, where does this kind of put things? Do we even see Legado del Fantasma even be a thing after the draft? Do we see Humberto and Angel go their separate ways? Do we see maybe them choose Andrade over Santos, and maybe Santos then finds a new tag team, and that's where maybe you bring back Cruz del Toro, and like, I don't know. I'm very intrigued with the possibilities here.
Yeah.
That was great.
Byron. This is why nobody takes you seriously, man. You just don't know how to listen. Very interesting that on Pi Day they're in Barcelona. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really care too much about Miz TV. I do care for this man coming down the aisle with everybody saying.
LA Night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when you know you're over people, other people talk for you.
Wait, Barrett. Oh, here's yeah.
Now, is this Shinsuke's first title defense since winning the title at Survivor Series?
No,
No.
he said a few.
Okay.
He's actually defended against LA Knight, but I don't think that match really finished. Because didn't Jacob Fatu get involved in that match?
Yep.
Yeah. Great.
So, OMD, since we have about a minute, what was your surprise of the day in terms of the NHL trade deadline?
Surprise of the day. Carolina's return for Mikko Rantanen.
It wasn't Mikko Rantanen actually signing the extension?
No, actually, I mean, that was a surprise, but you know what? That works out beautifully for the Leafs. Because that sets the market now for Marner.
Well, I think the market was already set, to be quite honest.
Yeah, but both of them were waiting for the other to sign and see what the other signed for before.
See, not my surprise, of all teams to go after the man they call the Rat, it was the team that used to throw rats on the ice.
Right?
Brad Marchand going to Florida. Weird.
Yeah.
My question is now, who signs him in the free agency? Because I don't think he stays in Florida.
I don't either.
I don't think he goes back to Boston.
No, I think next year he's joining his buddy Jake in Vancouver.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. That team might be on a downswing.
I think come the draft, you're going to see Brock Besser and Elias Pettersson gone.
Yeah, so why would you go to a team that doesn't have a chance of winning right away if you're an aging guy like Brad Marchand?
Probably to go try and inject some new life, if it's possible.
Now, I know I shouldn't have been, but I was honestly surprised at how silent Edmonton was today.
Oh, I'm not. It's exactly what I called.
Yeah.
Our man Britt was going to give the same effort Evan Bouchard does every time he is playing defense. A failing effort.
Now, I don't think that Scott Lawton was the right fit at the 3C for us.
No, but Brandon Carlo was the right spot for the defense.
100% he was.
That was a surprise.
Literally, I saw that and my jaw hit the floor. Like, I had trade deadline on from 9 o'clock at work.
Then you guys made a trade with Minnesota. You got somebody for nothing. That was funny.
We made a trade with Minnesota?
Yeah. Yeah.
What did we get from Minnesota?
I'd have to pull it up. Give me a second.
You got Reese Johnson for future considerations.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. The legit thing on here is the Toronto Maple Leafs have acquired Reese Johnson from the Minnesota Wild in exchange for nothing. And I just laughed when I read it that way.
Because I know we got a late round pick for Connor Dewar and Connor Timmins going to Pittsburgh.
Yeah. But that could be like a conditional 7th rounder, which is essentially nothing.
Fine.
Like, okay, I'm going to poise this. LA Knight wins back the U.S. title. But do we see somebody rise up to challenge LA Knight after? Because, yes, I think this is the last time we see Shinsuke and LA Knight for a while.
And I am going to say yes. And I think with tonight, after this match, we get the return of Aleister Black.
You don't think he's Malachi?
No.
You don't think he's Tommy End?
No.
You don't think Black's his first name, his last name is just Lives Matter?
No.
I think you just have it backwards. He's going to come back, but he's going to help Shinsuke retain that title. Because of the dark.
See, I still believe he is the new member of the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with his wife being on SmackDown?
Member the draft. Member the draft.
Yep.
And besides, Kaiser and his girlfriend aren't on the same roster.
No. Or would this be the perfect time in a similar scenario to bring back Rusev, going after the U.S. title going into WrestleMania?
I can already picture the amount of people that would be chanting Rusev Day if he shows up.
I've honestly sort of been waiting for him to appear on Impact behind Matthew Raywall.
I'm going to paint a potential. He's been a free agent for almost a month now. Nothing thing. What happens if this is the way you introduce Josh Alexander?
Yeah.
Or the newly free agent Alex Hammerstone.
Yep.
Yeah. I've been clamoring for Hammerstone to be on the WWE roster for a while now. And I got just a taste of it when he showed up in NXT some months ago.
Yep.
Twice tonight, those steps did not come apart when somebody hit them.
You think they would have when Braun got slammed into them earlier tonight?
Those aren't the breakaway steps.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
I know. I was being sarcastic.
Someone super glued them together tonight. Oh, Jesus.
So to add further enticement to the expected arrival, Wrestle Talk, as well as PW Insider and Fightful, are reporting Rey Fenix could start with the WWE following their European tour.
Nice.
I know there's speculation that he could work as early as WrestleMania.
All I can hear was somebody in the crowd screaming LA Knight, and people around him are doing the yeah. That's pretty cool.
I mean, you have to give it to the guy, though, because even in a backstage segment, he still gets the whole crowd chanting with him.
Yeah.
Which means that there's something special about the connection he has with people and how much they're having fun with his slogans. So, as good as United States title is, you have to wonder at what point do you swing for the home run with LA Knight?
And that's why I think he's one of my early contenders for the Money in the Bank later this year.
After seeing Jey Uso win this year's Royal Rumble, who's to say next year's Royal Rumble we couldn't see LA Knight as one of the final 4, 3, 2, and we get that type of a burn?
What? Just gears going here. What if he transfers to Raw and goes after the Intercontinental title or the heavyweight title there?
Well, if he wins tonight, he could transfer to Raw in the draft, but he could also transfer to Raw as United States champion.
Okay, true enough.
So I'm not gonna lie, I would have a lot of time for him versus Chad Gable for that U.S. title.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Now, is that the new Lucha Chad Gable?
Lucha Gable?
Lucha Gable, there you go.
Or, let's just have some fun. Maybe it's Gable Underground.
Oh,
yeah.
Holy, that was a huge suplex. Capitalize, my friend. Let's go.
Ooh, this would be a great way to bring Matt Cardona back too.
Right?
Oh, I just thought of that too because I was thinking of like how great of a tag name would be if LA Knight and Matt Cardona teamed up and they'd be called the Knight Riders. Think about it.
Oh my God, that'd be great.
Love it.
Yeah.
That would be great.
He doesn't have to be Zack Ryder no more, but it's in the tag name. What a rib that would be.
Right?
Just for the play on the name at WrestleMania, you see them coming out with Hasselhoff.
Just do it and then come out to the car. I know it has nothing. Just come on.
Yeah.
It'd be so good. So good. It's in Vegas. We all know that they do insane things down there.
They've probably got the car in the museum somewhere in Vegas.
Oh, miss the referee. Miss the referee.
Whoa.
Yeah!
Oh,
Come on, of all spots, I can call that.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, no.
And Charles selling it like a champ.
Damn. Oh, my God.
That was something different.
The Scorpion Rising? Is that what that's called? Yeah, that's different. Oh, jeez. We got no ref, bruh. Dive, dive, dive. I mean, that's cool. You can't. I don't. I
I'm
mean,
not gonna lie, but like, how can you not have Charles Robinson be the ref that runs in for the 3? He's the most iconic referee running ever. Because he'll sprint for like 1,000,000 miles.
that's awesome. That crowd is mental right now. I can't complain about that, guys. That's the way to end the show.
Yep. That was a great way to end it.
Like 100. That was the way to do it. Oh, pardon me.
There was a part of me that thought Shinsuke was going to hold it, like win it after missing Charles there, but I'm kind of glad they went the other way.
My thing is, like, Shinsuke deserves a rematch, not just because he lost the title, but really, that was a disqualification.
Yeah, so
True enough.
We are signing off soon, man.
we're saying goodbye. You should put your headphones.
Well, people, obviously, we've already
Bye.
got the ad read, but this just shows you the importance of wiping.
Yeah.
Because if you make the mistake, it'll come back to really, really smear your future the wrong way, just like we're seeing right now.
Yeah, so as we get ready to say our goodbyes, why don't we make our way around, give our socials and our thoughts on the show, starting with you, Bubba.
It was a great show, actually. It reminded me a lot of the TNA, the total non-stop action. Like, it from beginning to end, we were given great matches. Everything is being done for a reason. It's not just being thrown at us, which I'm loving. And I'm loving it. You guys, that's my socials down there. Check me out. That's why they're there.
Okay, but what about the people who are listening
Well, they should
and
be watching.
and can't read?
I can't read neither, so
It's okay. OMD already left.
yeah, no, I know. It's YouTube's Bubba OMD, and then we got the Twitch over there, Boar's Nest with Bubba Duke. Check me out.
All right. And how about you, Mr. Parrish?
Yeah, to give the shots on the show, I thought it was a great show. Obviously, we had the expected LA Knight victorious at the end to close it off. So now it's a new chapter for the United States Championship. We got a little bit of answers with the tag team division, where we're heading. Now, pretty deadly. Are they going to face DIY or are they going to face the Street Profits? But we know it's pretty deadly going to face one of those teams. And then we got some closure with Michin and Chelsea Green with the form of an Alba Fire. Now that security has expanded. And we're also getting a little bit of other stuff with, Cody Rhodes calling out John Cena, getting that amplification to that match, right? We want to see that, but we also have that question why. We're getting a lot with Miz and Mello, a little bit with Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. So we're getting closer to WrestleMania. Now, if you want to get closer to myself, make sure you follow my link tree at /Chris Parrish. The 5 platforms of doom. That is where you can see the Chris Parrish podcast every Sunday at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Time, baby, where we will talk about in depth a little bit more about John Cena turning heel. We will talk a little bit more about the exciting possibility of seeing the Lucha Brothers in WWE, plus much more. Check it out. But if you want to see Beercade a little bit, if you're in the Edmonton area, they're showing the AEW PPV this Sunday. So check them out at 105 44 82nd Ave or on Facebook, Instagram, or the X. It's all right there below. If you can't read, I don't know what to do. Sorry. Maybe the internet's not your thing to begin with.
All right, OMD, your thoughts on the show and your socials.
Fantastic show. Again, I missed the first half hour. People, if you want to find me, you can find me at my link tree, linktr.ee/OMD show.
All right, and I myself, I echo Parrish's sentiment on like pretty much everything you've said. I thought this show, I'm lagging, right?
No, you're good.
Okay. I saw myself lagging on my screen. So, but yeah, if you want to find me at my link tree, you can also look me up linktr.ee/Chris_best83. And you can check me out tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern for Saturday Night Gaming. OMD, what are those famous words we like to go out on?
Ladies and gentlemen, the world is a scary place. Take care of each other. From all of us here at at Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, to those of you out there wherever you are, good night, good luck. We out.
I'll be there when you're down, when you lose